Hello and welcome back to the Minetrek.net game server. Today is November 22nd, early AM. Anyways, I'm standing over here where M. Heller has been working, and this is the underside of the saucer where the saucer and the primary drive hull link up. Yes, I know this phaser strip looks a little funky, but we'll have to wait till we flip everything back around so that I can fix this edge here. But that being said, it will get fixed. But as you can see here, it's looking pretty decent. Am's been spending a lot of time on this, working on getting this area to look kind of nice. Looks pretty sweet. At least I think it looks really sweet. I hope she likes it. Anyways, let's go ahead and I'll show you some of the other stuff I've been working on since the last update, which has been quite some time ago. Yeah, everybody's been gone. It's now the day before Thanksgiving here in the States, and the summertime, as well as the September and October and most of November have been, well, what can I say, just not server friendly. People have been doing their own things, so yeah. Anyways, we'll let this thing load here and I'll show you a couple of the changes I've done. We do know that some of the hatches are backwards, thanks to Killer Waffles and so forth. We will get all those updated. I went ahead and redid these. Beforehand, they looked like, you know, cat's eyes. They just didn't have the right shape. So I went ahead and reshaped them. And this is what we ended up with right here. So these are a lot better suited for the hull than the previous version were. They're slightly larger, albeit not that much larger, but they are slightly larger. They're just more, as you can see as we profile the hull here, they look more consistent with the way the hull is. So I'm pretty happy with the way they came out. I've also spent some time going through and lengthening some windows, and this was brought up in one of the discussions that these windows were only 3 long. So what I did, let me go ahead and bounce inside of here, is I went ahead and extended the corridor to 4 wide through this section here, because it's just an end corridor, an end cap corridor, and these are VIP quarters, or, you know, whatever crew quarters this is. I don't even know what deck this is, to be honest with you. But it was a simple solution. I just extended the corridor to 4 wide. I won't be able to do that around most of the ship, because great sections of the ship or corridors around the ship, it might be too difficult to do. But if the need arises, I can do that if the need arises. Also, I'm not sure which video it was that I did this in. I'm going to have to recap some stuff because I switched to a new microphone, and unfortunately, when I say I switched to a new microphone, it's my old Corsair 1500 gave up the ghost. It was only about a year old, so I'm back to my old Corsair 1500, and I don't know if the volume of the audio is correct or not, and unfortunately some of the videos that I recorded doing updates and stuff, the volume was too low. So I've played around with the volume synthesizer, I've upped the system volume, I've done everything I can, so hopefully the volume is okay now. We will soon see. Anyways, what I did here, and if this is a recap from a previous video, please forgive me because it's been so long since I've recorded an actual video update on the Enterprise D. I believe this is episode 82, so hopefully, you know, or yeah, I think this is episode 82 or 83, in that ballpark. Maybe 84, who knows, whatever episode number this is. What I did is I extended this turbo lift from this deck right here up 2 more decks. And I got rid of this little corridor that was here that went back to a Jeffries tube. It was just a redundant corridor. It was in the way. I really didn't like it. And I needed to place in a gangway or a stairwell from the forward section here that connected down to this stairwell entrance. And we're on the inside loop of deck 2B. So, and that up there was deck 1, or yeah, up there is deck 2. So if we go up here, this is deck, well, excuse me. No, this is deck 1B. So it connects from deck 1B, which is right under the bridge. Just the bridge is deck 1, so this is deck 1B, down to deck 2 right here. And this is deck 2. And this is the inner ring of deck 2. And if you can see from the map above me, I'm standing right below the ramp that leads down to the outer ring of deck 2. So, and then there is a deck 2A, or that's deck 2A if you want to call it that and those are deck 2B, because if you recall, the Enterprise, when we went ahead and designed her, we ended up with an extra deck level here that's not in the Wi-Fi plans, it's not in the Sternbach plans. So we had to accommodate for it, so this became deck 2B. And then of course deck 3, then deck 4 where the hangar is at. Just FYI. One of those changes that is included with our design that is not in the actual physical designs like the Whitefire plans or the Sternbach plans. So, anywho, let's go ahead and work our way back up to the deck above us, yeah? And I did some more work on this deck as well. Let's run back here real quick and I will show you that. Actually, let's go around this way. Let's go out to the outer hall, or to the outer ring here. So that would be ring 1, and this would be ring 2, and that's ring 3. So, or corridor 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to call it. But this is the corridor that goes all the way back and above the hangar. And I'll show you here real quick. I decided that I needed to start working in this area, and inspiration kind of hit me last night. So I figured, well, I'll go ahead and put some time in on the build here and update some stuff. So what I did is I went ahead and added in the sensor array cluster right here. I also added in the deck 1 and 2 life support systems. Here they are. And then I came back here and I added System X, which is probably a force field generator for this area here, which is the emergency blow hatch or hangar cover for the hangar. If we come outside the ship here, you can see this big gray area right here. That was originally the hangar door for the Enterprise D, but in 1986, early 87, they decided that that didn't really look good, so they wanted to move the hangar back here, so they moved the hangar back here, and unfortunately they had to fix the hole on the model, so that's what they did. And that's my understanding of how this became an emergency blow hatch. So in the event that they can't open the hangar door, jettison the hangar door, they have, and say the hangar door is just damaged, you know, and they can't blow holes in it to get out, they can expel or jettison the roof of the hangar, and that's this big section right here. Unfortunately, that big section right there has a lot of space in it between the hull and, or from the roof of the hangar to the hull, and I just couldn't see wasting all of it. So I left this open. This is basically vacuum or non-compressed or compressed, or excuse me, compressed, filled with oxygen or whatever, you know. Words escape me as I get older. Just forgive me. Pressurized, that's the word I'm looking for. This is can or cannot be pressurized because there are airlocks over there and there are airlocks over there. But what I needed to do is if this area can be jettisoned because of an emergency, I needed a way to use the space but also account for that to be jettisoned. And what I ended up doing is this whole area here was just one big, huge, long room with this floor in it. And I just didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to clean the area up and make the area look more usable. So I ended up adding what I would guess you would call bulkheads right here. So as you step in, if something happens, this bulkhead closes and this section of the room becomes isolated and they can jettison this area out. And since that was okay, I figured, well, I can do that down here as well, and I can claim this area as a room, and then I can also claim this area right here as a room. Real quick here, I also, if you're familiar with Star Trek Online, they recently remodeled the Enterprise D bridge, and it's a really nice looking model. And I was looking at that, and there were some things about our version of the Enterprise D bridge that really bothered me. Like this area here looked like it was just too deep, and I just couldn't figure out what was bugging me about that. And then there was this skylight right here that was bugging me, and I didn't realize it was. And I just little things that it just made it feel like it wasn't, you know, accurate enough. And I just said, well, I'm going to see if I can make it a little bit more accurate. So what I did is I copied out the bridge module and I came up here, and first thing you notice is I changed the carpet. And this carpet works so much better than that other one down there. This just has a much deeper, more warm feel to it, functional and stuff, so forth. I went ahead and closed off this skylight because if you look at the models and all the images and stuff, there's not a window there. And even if there is a window there, this looks so much better. But we have this big round one. You can't get it really as wide as it is on the show because of Minecraft. You know, it is what it is. And this area here, if we had our way, this would be slightly curved. But again, Minecraft. You just can't get away with it. So we can't do much about this step down like here because this is a slope on the show for the set. But we can't do slopes. So there we go. And we can't do mods because if you use a mod, then you're locked into that version of the mod. And say the mod author decides that they're not going to develop that mod anymore. Well, there you are. You're locked in that version of Minecraft. So Minecraft could be version 1.20.7, and you're locked at version 1.12.2 because the mod author for the mod you're using didn't update it past that version. And that's just a no-go. So everything on the server has to remain vanilla. And that's why we have to make some choices that we have to make. That's why things look, sometimes they look blocky, and we do our best to try and accommodate that within the ability of Minecraft, and we pull it off sometimes. And I think with this bridge we've met a very close compromise, and as you can see with it, it looks a lot nicer detail wise, a lot tighter looking than the other version, the older version does, or the current version does. What I did here is I angled this door so that, and reset the turbo lift, so the turbo lift literally sits here, then slides, and then goes down, and angled this door right here. It just looks a lot better. Also, we have this little alcove roof now, and same thing over here. You have this little alcove roofing. I tried to do it up here, but again, right up past here, I'll show you real quick, is the hall. So I can't do it. I mean, I could dither with it a little bit, but you will always see the hole there, and so I'd rather to keep it like this, and same thing on this side. So, well, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and happy Thanksgiving to those of you here in the States, and to everybody else. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. If you hit that like button for me, I greatly appreciate it. Also, if you'd like us on Facebook, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you'd like to donate to the server and help out M. Heller keep the server up and going, link in the description below. Bye-bye.